Hi everybody, Brian Giddens with Kiwo and Yolano. One of the frequently asked questions at our facility is, should I use the round edge of the trough or the sharp edge of the trough? Let's talk about that a little bit. So, on your standard coating trough, you have two sides to it. You have the round side and the sharp side. On the round side, it's usually somewhere between 1 millimeter to 2 millimeters in radius, and somewhere between 0.25 and 0.75 millimeters radius. So at Kiwo, we like to teach round edge coating. And the reason why we like to teach round edge coating is you're able to encapsulate the mesh much quicker. So when you start to coat, you're going to want to do one pass. Take a look at that squeegee side of the screen. If it's nice and glossy, then you've encapsulated the mesh completely. If not, go ahead and do one more pass with the coating trough. Usually 2 passes will encapsulate that mesh completely. Give you a nice glossy finish, and that ensures that you've encapsulated that mesh completely. Now you're able to finish your final coats to push that emulsion back through your mesh with 1, 2, or even 3 passes depending on the type of emulsion that you use. So, one of the main reasons we like this is you're able to do this very quickly. You're able to encapsulate the mesh and now create this small gasket of emulsion between your mesh and your substrate. It's very important to have the mesh, have this gasket between the mesh and substrate to get the ink to transfer properly. You get better opacity, better edge definition, all kinds of good things happen with a thicker stencil. So there are some exceptions to the rule with sharp edge trough in coating. Is any mesh below 50 microns, we like to use sharp edge, and some of these thin diameter thread meshes like 123, 55, we like the sharp edge of the trough much better. It kind of regulates the emulsion a little easier, and you're able to work with it and it doesn't build too quick. So some of the issues that we see in the field with sharp edge coating is that most emulsion is 40% solids and about 60% water. So the emulsion tends to shrink considerably. And what happens when it shrinks is you tend to see pinholes, and it's due to the knuckles of the mesh. So some of the other issues that we run into is premature breakdown at press, not good opacity to ink, because you're having to use a lot of off contact. So when you create this gasket of emulsion, you're able to run minimal off contact, minimal squeegee pressure. Usually you're squeegee a little faster in order to get ink laid down. So we also will teach what we call face coating. Face coating is you actually use the sharp edge of the trough. You'll want to have your base coat dry and do 1 to 3 passes wet on wet on the substrate side and or the squeegee side too. And what this does is it smooths the emulsion out. So a lot of 4-color process graphic printers use this technique in order to lay down the perfect dot. So why don't you go back into your screen room, see if you can feel your stencil. If not, ask your screen tech how they coating their screens. If the screens seem thin, then you might want to have them try this technique, and you should see a huge improvement immediately. Thank you, and stay tuned.